Hello, beautiful souls. I hope you are doing amazing. I hope you are doing wonderful. I'm in my gazebo today. I love my gazebo, man. It's indulged in nature, as you can see, and it just gives us the most beautiful view of the mountains and the trees and everything. I love it up here. And at night, we have lights. I don't know if you can see those. We have lights that like turns on it and it like gives like almost like High School Musical vibes. Like I love it. It's like, oh, it's so cute and it's beautiful. Anyways, today I'm gonna be talking about triggers. Ooh, woohoo. And I felt like talking about this today because in the past week I've noticed myself getting triggered by different things, and some of those things are just so small. I'm just like, Gabby, why are you tripping, right? But this is such an important topic to talk about because everybody has a trigger. I feel like everybody at least one point in their life, at some point in their life, they have experienced something that has made them angry, that has pissed them off, that has made them have an emotional response, right? It's so important to pay attention to your triggers. It is so important to pay attention to the things that make you angry, that make you mad, that make you sad, that bring up those harsh emotions, because those things are pointing you to where your healing needs to be. Straight up. I mean, I feel like triggers, they're such indicators of like what's going on in your body. And emotions, they are letting you know what's going on within your body, right? And we put so much power to emotions, but emotions are just emotions. And emotions are also indicators of what's going on, how you feel about certain situations and things. And it's so important to pay attention to that. Now, for me personally, learning what my triggers have been and really recognizing what things piss me off and what make me angry has been such a catalyst to my healing, because I never want to be somebody that like just emotionally reacts to everything they see, everything they do. Like, I want to be very grounded in my energy and grounded in who I am, regardless if somebody's doing something fucking stupid. I want to be able to still look at them and be like, you know what, that's on them. If that makes them happy, then that's all, right? So I want to talk about the different things that I do to help me recognize my triggers and the different things I do to help me calm myself down after something has triggered me, and kind of the process I go through. So when I get triggered, the first thing I feel is like heat on my body. Like that is like the number one thing I will start feeling first. It's just like warmth on my body and like nervousness, anxiousness. And it's crazy because this sensation has always happened to me. Like even as a kid, y'all, like when I would get angry or when I would get in trouble or something like that, that would be like the first response in my body, is I would get super, super warm and almost red sometimes. So usually that happens and I start feeling a bunch of energy in my chest and like my solar plexus area. Like all that energy just rushes like in the center of me. And that's another important thing to notice. Where in your body do you feel triggered? Where in your body do you feel the tension? Where in your body do you feel that energy? It's important. That's what I've noticed whenever I get triggered. That's how my body reacts. So after the situation has passed, like whatever happened that made me feel triggered, I need to take time for myself, or else I'm gonna let my emotions get the best of me, and I will say things, I will do things, and I don't want that. So the next thing I do is I go into my room, or I go wherever it is. I go into a quiet space and I focus on my breath. This is the time where my breath is my anchor. That phrase comes into fruition because my breath is my anchor for everything. When I'm feeling stressed, when I'm feeling sad, whatever it may be, my breath is what grounds me back into reality. So I go, I sit. Usually I'll put my hand on my chest because that like pressure there almost kind of feels good, and it's more so comforting for me. And I sit there and I start taking deep breaths. Now, usually I inhale for 5, hold for 5, and exhale for 5. Sometimes I'll inhale for 4, hold for 5, and exhale for 6. Like it's really the method that I'm feeling. So what I'll do is I'm feeling triggered. Okay, I recognize this feeling, put my hand on my chest. Sometimes I'll put it on my belly and I'll start taking deep breaths, and I'll start breathing that air into the places in my body where I feel triggered. So for me, that's my chest, and that's like my solar plexus area. So every single time I breathe in, I visualize those places, and when I breathe out, I imagine just releasing energy, releasing things that no longer serve me, imagining the energy kind of going back down to the earth and giving it back to Mother Earth, and it grounds you. Your breath grounds you. Breath work is amazing. Seriously, breath work has kept me sane. I'm not even kidding. Like, just in a moment, like when I'm feeling, even if nothing has happened, sometimes I'll just get waves of anxiety and I'll be like, what the heck? But that is the time where I sit and I breathe and I come back to earth. Now, after I do that, depending on like whatever has happened, the situation that has happened, I reevaluate and I kind of go over what happened, what did other people say, what did I say, how did I react? And I really want to consider, if other people were involved, their feelings and their viewpoints, because they're valid too. It's not just all about you, it's about them as well. And I really try to take in that moment. If like things got heated or whatever, when like we kind of disperse, I will try my best to go back to that person or go back to the situation, whether it be in my head or physically, whatever it may be, and kind of just like talk. Something happened where me and my sister were like, now listen, my sister, she knows how to trigger me and I know how to trigger her. I mean, she is my other half, right? So we can read each other like a fucking book. People that have siblings, that those fights can get intense sometimes, okay? And me and my sister do not fight that much at all, but sometimes there's like little things here and there that like kind of piss us off. And like when she was here a couple months ago, something happened and I was just like, oh my God, like we were both just frazzled. And after that, I like went into my room and I was just like, okay, Gabby, this is so stupid. Like, this is like, you shouldn't be getting, like, there's no reason for, there to be anger around this. And I just took a couple breaths, I reevaluated what I wanted to say, and I just went up to her, I told her, I was like, your feelings are valid, and I just explained how I felt, and then she explained kind of how she felt, and I took that into consideration. You need to take other people's feelings into consideration as well, because if they're feeling a certain type of way, you want to make sure you honor that, not just ignore that. But that was just one example, and it felt so much better after I talked to her, everything was fine. So it's just about taking the time for yourself and honoring what you're feeling, and don't beat yourself up for it. We're all doing our best. We're all learning things about ourselves that we didn't even know, okay? So when you realize that you have a trigger about something, it's okay. Breathe and show yourself compassion, because a lot of the time those triggers that we have, they probably came from when we were very young. They were something that was formed from situations, like harsh situations that we've been through. So your triggers are wounded parts of yourself, okay? Triggers are the parts of yourself that need the most love and the most understanding with. And I feel like family, okay? A lot of people experience this with family, and I've even experienced it with my family. There's fights that have happened, there's, arguments, whatever, but it's also important to understand that those like people, those are reflections of you. So when you're fighting with someone, when you're having a disagreement with someone, it's kind of funny because you're just fighting with yourself almost in a way, right? You're diminishing almost another part of yourself. That's why I don't really like conflict. I don't like fights, because it's just like, I don't like that. I don't like the feeling of it. With family, that can happen a lot with us, because family, they have seen everything, and our family knows what triggers us. Our family knows what can piss us off sometimes. But your family is also one of your biggest teachers. They are trying to teach you something about yourself. Even when you feel triggered with it, look at those triggers. What are they saying that triggers you, okay? Oh my God, I just saw a bee, sorry. I have a fear now of bees flying into my hair, because I was sitting one time on my yoga mat and I was just doing my yoga, and literally this bee straight onto me, into my hair, and I pulled it out and it stung me. So now I have a fear of like bees around me. I'm like, oh, I don't want them to get caught in my hair. Anyways, so family, right? They are our biggest teachers. So it's so important to not just like write off what our family's saying, because our family is always teaching us something, pointing us to parts of ourselves that we need to look at, that we need to heal. So be patient with yourself during this process, okay? Because triggers, they are not something that you can just like fix like that, okay? It takes time. It takes consistency to recognize those, and to, almost stopping yourself in your tracks and be like, whoa, what's going on, right? But show compassion with yourself, show love with yourself, because your triggers, they already get all that shit, they're already full of so much. You don't need to add to that. Look at them and honor them, and know that they are there to teach you something. We are all trying our best. We're all trying our best, and it's okay if you get mad. It's okay if you get angry. I'd be kind of freaked out if you didn't feel those feelings, because they're natural human emotions. They're natural human things that we feel. So be gentle with yourself, okay? When you find yourself getting triggered, when you find yourself getting angry about something, breathe it out. Chill out. Know that everything is okay. You are in control. You are in control of your emotions. And even if the situation, even if other people are going out of control and they're going fucking crazy, it does not mean you have to. Remember, you have control of your life. You have control of how you feel and how you respond to different situations. So honor that and use that. Use that knowledge to the best of your ability, okay? Life is crazy. Life is full of lessons and it's never gonna stop. So you can either complain about it or you can embrace it, deal with it, and learn from it. And, sometimes you just need some fresh air. So go outside. If something happens and you're like, oh, fuck, go outside. Breathe in the air. There's nothing like a good fresh breath of air. There's nothing more fulfilling than that. Stand by a tree, hug a tree, go buy some flowers, go by nature. Nature will help calm you, will help calm your nervous system. Be like, it's okay. You're okay. And also understand that the fact that you're noticing your triggers and the fact that you want to heal them and the fact that you recognize them is such a big stepping stone in your healing. It's such a big move in your healing because once you recognize them, you can start letting them go. You can start showing them love. You can start understanding that that's no longer a part of you. Okay? Listen, I love you. I always say I love you at the end of every video because, first of all, I don't know who's watching my videos, and sometimes we just need to share that love. If you have commented, if you have liked, if you haven't even viewed a video of mine, I love you and I thank you for that because we need this healing in our lives. I think it's such a beautiful thing when we're able to create such a community. So if no one has told you I love you today, I love you. Know that, okay? And know that I'm here. If you need any type of relief, go on my channel. I have sound healing videos to help calm your nervous system. If you feel triggered, put on some sound healing, put on a meditation, whatever you need. But I'm here to help you and I'm here to help you know that don't be ashamed of yourself. Even the wild and ugly parts of yourself, they are all a part of you. So love it. You are doing amazing. I always tell you that because you are. Every second of every single day, you are trying your best. I love you. Mwah.